Right, so the hottest news on the street is that there is a JA37, which is fantastic. Everyone's wanting the Viggen for a really long time. Obviously, there is a premium J35A Draken as well, which could have been a intrigue vehicle, but I understand its necessity as a premium. And whilst the aircraft is incredibly good looking and, well, it does have advanced air-to-air missiles, the radar systems are fantastic. I don't necessarily have a problem with the premium at all. That's okay, but you look at the cons and the first thing you see is, well, obviously a bit of a history there. Outstanding maneuverability, limited ground striker capabilities, but no countermeasures for a Viggen. I don't understand who makes the decisions between what variants of vehicles we do get, but at top tier, I think, at least in my personal opinion, considering how many aircraft do have flares and chaffs and countermeasures, this machine should have mounted the pods in which it actually did have, even though this might have been, I mean, in Guardian's defense, they do claim that this is an early version of the Viggen, but in that sense, all top-tier aircraft should have countermeasures. That's the end-all story. You can't rely on good old pilot skill to sell a top-tier vehicle, even if it has the best missiles in the bloody game. That's just not fair for anyone. You know, if one nation has countermeasures over another nation, what is the point of someone playing that particular nation? They can't defend themselves. You really have to be in the know-how, and it is quite sad, because again, without countermeasures, you're effectively limiting yourself to, well, basically 9.0 and other vehicles which don't have countermeasures. As a comment said here, no countermeasures, that's it, I'm out of here. And as this guy said right here, the chaff/flare pod the Viggen actually carried, it wasn't very late into its production cycle that this thing was added. It was very early on. I don't know of a single Viggen that didn't have these flare pods or chaff pods. Even if it is, as Smin says right here, it still doesn't excuse the part that there shouldn't, or at least it shouldn't come with countermeasures. So we'll have to wait until the dev server to find out whether or not this thing will actually get some countermeasures. I sincerely hope it will, because this is a fucking mistake if I've ever seen one. Who on earth thinks, you know, the Viggen coming without countermeasures is a good idea? You know, it was a good idea to release a variant without its countermeasures to top tier, nevertheless. Anyway, that is today's video. We'll see you again in Sprocket shortly. What a fucking travesty. And I mean, I'm not mad for the reasons that it shouldn't be in the game. I quite enjoyed this machine, and I'm sure many will. You know, it's a good-looking aircraft. It's an important aircraft towards War Thunder. You know, it's not another Phantom. It's not the F-14. It's not something that is boring and played out to be the best thing in media. It's something actually interesting, and when you deny something that capability, well, don't worry, we'll just sell you another top-tier premium, why don't we? That'll solve all the issues. Don't worry about that, my friends. Don't worry about the cons, the limited ground strike and no countermeasures at all. No, my friend. It doesn't matter, you know. It's a top-tier aircraft, you know. I swear sometimes they're going to shoot themselves in the foot, even if it is an earlier model. Why isn't that, I guess, the focus of the dev blog? You should have specified that it was an early version, even though it goes in and talks about, you know, the new top-tier Swedish aircraft. You know, the new fighter can really surprise. Yeah, it can really surprise by getting shot at by something that it can't defend itself by getting a missile up the arse. Even if it has better missiles and better radar system, no top-tier jet should be without its flares or chaffs. Period. And in the dev blog, it doesn't necessarily specify whether this is the normal JA37 or the countermeasure pods, which are, you know, AIM-9Ls of the JA37Ds. And, well, the prototype didn't have the rails for the countermeasures. Again, it doesn't say that this is a prototype vehicle, because most standard productions did come with their flares, which means it should have its countermeasures in the fucking first place. And mind you, this thing will probably be almost as useful as a 9-foot pole with a bloody couple of missiles strapped to the end of it. That's all I have to say there. Unfortunate, but we'll have to wait and see for the dev server. See you soon.